Welcome, hello, Yasu, hi, my name is Tai Kölner, and I'm happy you are here again with me today. To those who don't know me yet, I will introduce before I get started. My name is Tai Kölner, I'm an author, I'm a black magician, I'm a follower of the Draconian path, so I'm working with the Cliffhoods, with demon, with invocations, and so on. In this regard, I'm a student of the Left-Hand Order Dragon Rouge, while I am a student, not a speaker, so if you got any questions, check down below at the link and ask your questions there. Here on this channel, I am sharing my personal path, my magical work as far I can do, and of course my main basic, the empathy. So in last time I did let's say I did initiate something very big, and there is since 2 years there is much going on, and today it's kind of a summary, and hopefully the medical case will be the last video I do about. But let's see. Yeah. So if you don't know me yet, and if you want to stay updated about this occult discussions or about my empathy things or evolvements, etc., etc., make sure to subscribe my channel so you stay updated. I did start something what will be a big game changer if it works out properly. In this regard, before I was 8 years in a call center working, so back office and telephone, and you can imagine to an empath, this is quite of a rock to do, because you never know who is catching up the phone at the other side and calling you, and you're not prepared about the tone of voice people are getting into the line. So there are many people which are cool, and there are some people, well, where you think I should have blocked for before. But this doesn't work always. So it is quite of a challenge to an empath to work in a call center. I did do for 8 years and still do. But this was not my basic. I basically did learn in a hardware store. So, yeah, working with my arms and not with the phones. So, however, this is a chapter which was going on now for 8 years. And I was working hard on changing something about, because now I'm 45. And if I want to change something in my life, which is giving me a future I want to see, I have to get started now. And so I got myself started about, and this is now a few months ago. And in this regard, let's name this my future alley, because I cannot talk about for now. Let's name it the future alley. Did demand to do a medical checkup as well. So I went for this medical checkup, and they did do a psychological test, and I did success. Funny enough, this crazy girl did success. And also I did a medical check, and I did pass the medical check as well. And there was just extra checking that doctor wanted to get to validate if I have to reappear in 3 years or 1 year. Well, this is a kind of joking, because if I don't get started there, if I don't sign any contract there, this question is ridiculous. But however, so he just wants to write his report when he got this reports from the doctors. So one thing was he wanted to check my heart rhythm, but this is, you don't get an appointment with a doctor before November. So then everything is gone already. However, so he did demand in the end to do a medical check on my eyes and do a medical check on my blood pressure. So a permanent test for 24 hours. Both the doctor for the eyes and the doctor for the blood pressure did write their reports already, and I did send it to this other doctor, who hopefully now in a few days, I hope very soon, will write his report to qualify that I can start on this big game changer. So the next step would be that the future Ellie would send me something I finally can sign. And this was month. It was months. And my patient is really, really hard on the test. My patient is really hard on the test, and I cannot, I barely can't wait to get this note whether or not I can sign this. However, this blood pressure test, I got here something to put on, and it was squeezing my arm on daytime every 15 minutes. Now you see, I'm quite muscled, yeah. So it was squeezing my muscles every 15 minutes. That was a damn pain. Trust me, that's really damn pain. And I still got, here, see it, that's blue mark, that's a blue mark. Yeah, and I got rid of that thing on Tuesday, so you can imagine how green or blue I was after that. Funny enough, my blood pressure is a little bit higher, but since I got rid of this measurement construction, I did measure myself during the week, and 111 to 63 is a quite normal blood pressure thing. So I don't think this is something to worry about. However, I got now some medicals against my blood pressure thing, and it is quite normal to have a little more blood pressure. At least for me, it is normal, because my doctor also found out I got this Hashimoto bullshit. So, giving it a nutshell, I take the chance to talk about the 2 years of journey now. And also, there are some people always telling me, ooh, black magic, so evil. Really, it is my entities, my allies, who told me about. And it is my allies who gave the right links to find out everything within these 2 years, what doctors all the years before didn't find out. And so I want to give you a crash line through this 2 years. I got a cut from a birth, and there were some cells from my uterus running away, so to say, and there developed a little endometriosis gathering. And I had some evil pain 2 years ago. And I went to my female doctor and I said, hey, there is a pain and it is cyclic reoccurring. No, it is not my field of topic, she said. So I didn't know what it is. I had a very, very serious guess what it is, but she didn't think so. I saw it in a meditation where one of my musen did, in a vision, show me pictures like a cave which is grown over with plants, and suddenly there is a rush of water coming, spilling it away, and then it is growing again until everything is stuffed with these plants again. And this was a picture my musen did show me. The doctor, however, she didn't connect a cyclic pain with a female problem, sickness, whatever. So, and she in the end did send me to the hospital, and they did put on some ultrasound, and ta-da, endometriosis, as if we didn't knew it. However, so now by that diagnosis, she now can work with it, and I get help about this, and it is working now. So this was one thing. But before they could solve that problem, they were tapping in the dark. And as they had no idea about where the pain was coming from before, they also did do a big check on my blood. And there they found out that I got very, very much white blood particles, and I got a very, very high insulin level. So it was 17.8 and usually it's 3.5, and so yeah, well. But they didn't know where it is coming from. So I got for a diabetics doctor. And this diabetics doctor told me I got no diabetics. I should slim a little bit because I'm too fat, you know. Um, and he said, okay, but you have no diabetics. So you could do a nutrition teaching, but you have to pay it for yourself. And also you could buy some metformin, but as you're no diabetics, it's not paid. So you have to buy it yourself. Okay, I was not happy with that. So I went for a Vedic doctor and I got some consultation there. And lucky me, we found a solution how to low down this insulin level. It does work. So I'm very grateful for that support as well. So we did get into frames this endometriosis thing, and we got into frames this insulin thing. Now there was something more. My family doctor was still a little doubting about this white blood particle thing. There is a theory that if your spine is producing all too much blood, what for example happens on an infection or just by genetic problem, then the very much too young blood cells are naturally white blood cells. So in turn, you got less of the red blood particles. The problem is the oxygen is carried by the red blood particles. So if you're doing sports, you get all too less oxygen. And also here, my Alice did tell me in one of my magical journeys that I got a problem on my muscles. If I do more muscle sports, I can lower the insulin. But there is a problem. And I did not know what it is. A brother told me, okay, yes, muscle resonance is sinking down the insulin level, but it is highly theoretical up until now. It's just a theory. They are still trying to prove it. But I knew something is about my blood, and I knew something is about insulin connected to that. Now my doctor finally found the solution. I got this Hashimoto thing. So to the nerds, in a nutshell, when you got an up and down with your hormones, so boys can have it same way as girls can have it, but on girls it happens far more often because you got the cyclic thing, what is up and down in your hormone system, and you got pregnancies, what is up and down in your hormone system, and there is like a kind of a switcher, and your body suddenly recognizes your thyrox as an enemy. So it cannot produce that hormones anymore you need for your body because it is permanently attacked by your body. So basically it is like fighting against a virus. Just it is fighting against an organ. So in the end there will be holes inside and tunnels inside, and the longer this goes, one day it will be totally decomposed by the organism. So, okay, if they know about, you just get the hormones extra, so to swallow them as a pill, and so you can add them to your body system again. But as long you do miss these hormones, there are several things happening, what are totally logical to my past medical points. Your metabolism is slowed down. So what you eat, you cannot use for your body. And that what you cannot use for your body is stored. So you gain weight. So you try to eat less and you try to do sports. But because of this permanent attack, you got less oxygen. So you cannot burn that much energy by your muscles because your muscles don't get this oxygen while you're doing sports. And you don't burn that much calories than other people do. Moreover, you're out of oxygen while you're doing sports. So this is why for example, I love running in the winter when it's really snowy outside, or I love swimming in a really cold water, like a lake or something, what has a well inside. This is where I go swimming. And this is connected to this oxygen level in my blood. So, okay, first of all, you got less oxygen because of more white blood particles. Then you're gathering weight, but you cannot get rid of it that fast because your muscles do not burn that much of this calories you did store. So also you will lose hair. I don't know if I lose much hair. Up until now, it's not that case. Once a coiffeur told me I don't have thick hair, but it is a million of thin ones. Yeah, sure. I don't know. But let's see how it is in a few years. So it was important to get checked on this. The other thing is, because of the slowed down metabolism, you also have a problem in using the insulin the body is producing. And here again, we go for things you already know without knowing in that very moment. I always felt the benefit if I did drink some isotonic drinks. It was like, an energy flowing to my body like a recharge. I literally did feel it. And I thought about it was like, drinking a Coke or a coffee or something. But in specific, these isotonic drinks were like a battery connected to me when I did drink it. But I never found out why. And 1 year ago, a friend of mine, I don't get paid for, so I will not name the brand, but a friend of mine told me, okay, get down the carbon, raise the protein, do some sports, but also there is some fitness drink. They use it for sports to have a better condition when training, and they use 2 spoons of that on a 200 milliliters of water. I use a 750 milliliters, so I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, here you see. And I do just 1 spoon onto. Yeah, it is like connected to a battery. In Germany there's a Duracell rabbit. I don't know if you know the commercial. If a battery is low and you put in that battery, it's running for more time. However, it is really kicking my energy fields. And I did not know why. But the very point is, I started on a diet last end of July, and I am now 13 kilos less. So that's 26 pounds. That's 2 pounds in 1 month. Jodorous. But this is exactly because this isotonic drink does bridge this gap of my metabolism. The slowdown metabolism gets a kick-ass if I drink this. And so if I'm in a moving, my muscles are working. So I'm burning calories. And as I also did do this slowdown of carbon and hiring of protein, it did work jodorous. If you see all the videos, my brother is totally convinced about that. I don't see it myself yet, but if you see all the videos of mine, you can see it on the silhouette of my face already. So, yeah, and all this stuff turned out within 2 years. For years, they didn't find it. And now, 2 years, and they got it. And this was not just because of good doctors. I really got a great family doctor. It's an anthroposoph, and he is really, really great. I really adore that I got him for family doctor here. But also it is all the points. If it is was endometriosis, or if it was the insulin thing, or the problem about this thyrox, it was always introduced by my allies. So I got a blink about something is wrong. And when I was talking with the doctors, it was just about, do they check? Do they listen? Or don't they listen? And now within 2 years, we got solved that. So I got a little, and the other thing was about the blood pressure, right? It is normal that you got a higher blood pressure if you got a problem on the thyrox. This is also because the low down metabolism. So that's naturally. So, okay, but in a nutshell, I now got my medicals for the thyrox, I got my medicals for the blood pressure. The Vedic medicine, what is 100% natural, is helping me on this insulin level. And yeah, that's it. It's now 13 kilos less, and my health is getting far better. And also about blood pressure, I'm waiting 4 months to get from my future ally these papers which are confirming about things which will change in future. Yeah, but I keep you updated. I cannot talk about that for now. But you can be sure I keep on going. And I will let you know as soon I put my pen below that paper. So stay tuned. And if you want to stay updated about my occult works or the empathy works, or in general about, make sure to subscribe that channel so you get a notification when I send a new video for you. See you then and have a great weekend.